Hi and welcome to this video. In this video, just like I promised in our previous video, I promised that I would be having a guest. And it's basically because we just celebrated 4 years in marriage. So I felt we should share some of the things we've learned. We'll be actually sharing just 4 things for the 4 years that we have been married. And yeah, I hope you get 1 or 2 things from what we'll be sharing. So I'll first let him introduce himself.
Okay, thank you. Hello, my name is Kasanga Johnson. So when you see Grace Kasanga, so I am Kasanga. We've been married for 4 years. Yes, 4 wonderful years so far. And we are grateful. I'm a journalist. I'm a producer. I'm a graphic designer. And I'm also a communication specialist. So in a nutshell, that's what I do.
Yeah. And he's the one who does the editing for my videos. He helps advise me in 1 or 2 things there, here and there. Yes, so we are working together in this production and all. So I'll be sharing 2 points and he'll be sharing the other 2 points. So we just get started with his points. 4 things. We'll just share 4 things that we have learned that has helped us have a successful marriage so far.
Yeah, so point number 1 is working together. The Bible tells us that 2 cannot agree to work together unless they, decide to do so. And we've done a lot of things together, and they've always been successful. The things that we've not done together, they've been chaotic. So you come down, sit down, agree, this is what you're going to do, this is not what you're going to do. And at the end of the day, it becomes beautiful working together, agreeing to do everything together. And it has also helped us have a united front, especially if we are dealing with people outside the family and also other family members. We come together with one stand, with one point, and nobody can break us because we've agreed and decided that we are going to be a united front.
And just to add, when you are working together, it's good to remember that if I win, we have won. If he wins, then we have also won. So when you're working together, it is for the best of the entire family, for the marriage. You're not competing with each other. You come to complement one another because there's no need to come and try to compete with your spouse. Yeah. So working together is very key if you want to have a successful marriage, which leads me to the next point, and that is communication. You cannot work together unless you're communicating. And communication is like the main thing when it comes to success in marriage, because communication will go to finances. If you're not communicating about your finances, how much you're making, how much you're spending, you'll have a problem in marriage. Communication goes to even goals, expectations, goes to even matters in the bedroom, because physical intimacy cannot be successful unless people are talking and communicating to each other. Communication goes to anything that has to do with being successful in the marriage. You have to work by communicating to each other, communicating how you feel when you're offended, communicating how you feel when you're happy, because that helps you to be on the same page, and that is what will help you to work together, right? So you have to communicate. You have to be in constant communication as a couple if you want your marriage to be successful, and that is what has worked for us. We are always talking to each other, and that has helped us. Maybe if you want to add something.
I think I'd had a story. Those days when you are young and you do something bad and then your mom gives you that look. She communicates bigger. So at the end of the day, the longer you stay, you're going to have your unique kind of a language. Yeah. So that when someone looks at you with that eye, maybe they are offended, and there's an eye. This person is excited.
What?
Yes. So that's just an example. So we move to the third point, which is compromise. So remember, when you got married, each and every person, there's that one thing that they wanted to do, and there's those things that you're accustomed to. Now you're coming into another environment where it's now the two of you as one. There are things that you have to, let go. There are things that you can continue with for both parties. So you need to compromise. You need to be flexible. Maybe you can find you love eating dinner at 6 p.m. Someone else likes to have it at 8 p.m. It is still dinner, so you just find out a time that works for the both of you. And it's not only for food. There's a lot of things that you need to compromise so that at the end of the day, the relationship is successful. Sorry, the marriage is successful. And one thing that as men, we say, happy wife, happy life. So you compromise to make sure that she's happy. And when she's happy, you are happy.
Yes, and compromise is not just for men compromising, even ladies compromise.
Yes, that's why I said for both sides.
Yeah. So compromising is very key, because if there's one person who is never compromising, then it means that marriage is one-sided. And if it is one-sided, then you'll have struggles, because with time, the person who is always saying yes, 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 they get tired and they'll most likely just shut down and probably even ask for divorce or separation, right? Because you cannot just give, and then the other person is never giving. Yeah, so you communicate, compromise, then you can work together as a team. Yeah, which leads me to the fourth point and our last point for today, and that is God. There's a story we were given on our wedding day, I think, and even when we were doing premarital classes, of the triangle where God is at the center, your partner is on one side and you are on the other side. So if you go as an individual, if you go closer to the top where God is, then the two of you will get closer to one another. So God has to be the center of your marriage, and it starts with you as an individual. You don't need to push your partner to pray. You can recommend, you can ask them to pray, you can ask them to read the word, but you cannot push them, you cannot force them, right? So you have to seek God as an individual. Then they also seek God as an individual, and that's why when you're dating, you have to look at some of these things, because if someone is not seeking God as a single person, you don't expect them to all of a sudden become this very vibrant and charismatic person when they get into marriage, right? So those are some of the things you have to look at when you're dating. Is this person really after God, or are they coming to church because they know they'll find me in church? So when you have that personal relationship with God and they have a personal relationship with God, naturally you'll tend to be closer together. And when you have God as the center, he helps you through the challenges, because marriages go through challenges. I've not heard of any marriage that has never gone through a challenge. So marriages go through challenges. God is the one who will help you through the challenges. God will help you make decisions, because there are decisions that have to be made. God will help you through all the seasons in marriage. So God as the center. Even one thing I mentioned probably in one of my previous videos, when at times you are maybe angry at your spouse about something, or there's a decision that you would want made, you can go to God, and God speaks to your spouse, and your spouse then makes that decision, right? So there are things you don't need to keep pushing your spouse. If they are struggling with something, you can go and pray, and God will help them through that season. All right. So God has to be the center, because God is the one who initiated marriage in the Garden of Eden. So he can help you. And if you're single, you can pray that God gives you the right spouse. Yeah, because God is like the key. You can do these other things, but still struggle. But if you have God, he can help you. He can mentor you. He can bring the right people along your way. Yeah. Maybe if you have something to add.
Yeah. Another thing is that when someone is submitted to God, it is easier for them to submit to you, because Scripture tells us submit one to another in reference to God. So if someone is submitted to God, it is easier for them to submit to you. And then and this is not just for, ladies, submit to your husband. This is one to another.
Yeah, but also if the man is submitted to God, then it is easier for the lady to submit to them. And on the other hand, if the lady is submitted to God, then it's easier for her to respect the man.
Yes.
Am I putting it like the same-sided?
No, it's okay.
Well, basically, when you submit, you will love each other as the Lord expects us to love one another.
Yeah. And also to finish on, the Bible tells us not to be unequally yoked, because if the two of you are believers, you are Christians, you believe in God and you submit to God, even if in an instance where you have a difference in opinion, God will work on you.
Yeah.
Until you come to a point of consensus.
Yeah. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you have picked one or two things that can help you in your relationship or marriage when you get there, if you're not yet married. Yeah. I hope you've subscribed if you've not yet subscribed, because we will continue bringing you more and more content that will empower you to create a good foundation for your marriage. And as I said in my previous video, having a good foundation for your marriage is not just for when you're dating and all. So I'll also be bringing more content on personal development, because if you are already empowered and developed as a person, you will make a better partner when you're dating. You make a better spouse when you get married. So yeah, look out for such. I'll be putting one or two things here and there, but we'll continue in the zeal of creating a good foundation for marriage. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope to see you in the next video. God bless you.